Parshat Tazriah, we're introduced to the concept of Tumas Tzaras. Tumas Tzaras, Chazal understand it to be a punishment for speaking Lashon Hara. This is a unique halacha where the punishment for a certain Aveira comes from Shemayim, specifically set out in the Torah. And we don't have this by any other mitzvahs, really. And the question, first of all, is why is Lashon Hara specifically so severe that it requires this blatant, miraculous punishment? And the second question is, Chazal seem to understand Lashon Hara to be equivalent to the three cardinal sins of murder, idolatry, and adultery. And this seems like a very intense approach. And the question would be, why is Lashon Hara so severe? And the third question is that Chazal say that the Gzar Din, the final nail in the coffin that caused the Jews to have to wander in the Midbar, was for the Lashon Hara spoken about the land of Eretz Yisrael by the Meraglim. And this seems strange because if we think about the story of the Meraglim, it seems that the big problem was that they didn't trust in Hashem to go into Eretz Yisrael. The problem didn't seem that they brought back the report that it was difficult to conquer. But it seems like the problem itself was the Lashon Hara about the land. So to understand this, we first have to shake off a misconception. Being Westerners, our concept is that the First Amendment is freedom of speech. And for an American, this isn't a very important ideal. But the truth is that it has a big problem. And if we think about Lashon Hara, we'll see why. What is Lashon Hara? Why do we think so? Why is it so bad? So if we think about it, the person we know the most negative about is ourselves. We know every negative aspect of ourselves. So if we knew this much bad about other people, we would literally hate them. We would think they're terrible. So why don't we think this about ourselves? And the answer is because we understand that there's a broader context to that person. The bad that we do fits into a much broader context, and there's much more good than the bad. So the idea of Lashon Hara is focusing on a truth, yes, but it's like a caricature. If you ever seen a caricature, they take a person and they exaggerate the one flaw that in the context of the whole is not significant, but when concentrated on, it makes the entire thing ugly. This is what Lashon Hara is. It's taking the truth and twisting it into a self-defined portrait in which you're trying to influence the perception of others based on your own feelings. And so this is the most terrible thing we could do, because this is twisting reality and it's actually anti-truth. So the fact that Lashon Hara is only you're saying truth, but it's really the biggest lie. And so we have to understand that when we look at people, we can't look at them and just focus on the negative. We have to focus on the positive. The worst thing we could do is to try to take the world and to twist it into a negative light. And we have to really focus on only the good. Thank you.
I want to take a moment to invite you to our special Night Seder program. Our Aaron and Leah Night Seder program has been endowed to our shul, bringing in outstanding young Talmidei Chachamim to our shul every Monday to Thursday from 8:30 to 9:45 every night of the week, in order to give you the opportunity not just to listen to Shirim, but to do your own learning. That means to say you choose, even if it be half an hour a week, you say, I would really like to learn X. I would really like to learn more about Y. And I want to come in. You can find a chevrusa. You'll be assigned your own chevrusa to work through it at your pace, at your level. That's what Night Seder is about. We're shifting from receiving Shirim of Torah to learning Torah ourselves. Please join us for our Aaron and Leah Night Seder program. Looking forward to seeing you there shortly.